Hi guys, driving to Walmart Sunday. Nobody is out on the road. I was involved in a couple chats this weekend that were quite interesting. One of them was with a pharmacist for a big company here down south, and she was stating on how much business she's lost, how much the pharmaceutical companies are being hit in the pocket right now because people are starting to literally turn to people like us to figure out what are my other safe alternatives, not necessarily doctors so much. And there was a clip that I ran across on YouTube for basically a guy that was, he's not even a nutritionist, he's just a dude that talks about food and teaches people about what nutrition he knows about. And he said, you know, his point was, people are tired of getting screwed. People are tired of pharmaceutical companies, doctors, insurance companies, and stuff like that, just out for the dollar, just out to get their pocket fat. So they start turning to people like us that don't have medical backgrounds, that don't have degrees and stuff like that, because we've put ourselves through so much trying to figure out what works, and we finally find something. And it's a series of repetition. How many more times have you duplicated the fix with other people? How many times have you recommended things with other people that have seemed to have worked? And it doesn't mean that we know any more than the next person, but what it does mean is it means that we've been working with people enough and taken enough into our own hands to say we're tired of getting screwed, and we make simple recommendations. We make simple recommendations when it comes to food, when it comes to exercise, taking in mind that people have disabilities, people can and can't do certain things depending on their limitations. And the fact of the matter is, people are getting tired. They're just tired of getting screwed, they're tired of getting led around, and they're taking matters into their own hands to try to figure out what to do, because the medical industry is just falling apart, and they're just out there to line their pockets with your hard-earned money. And that's basically the gist of the conversations this weekend. And the pharmacist we were talking to, she was saying that, you know how much money we've lost in just, say, the last year, 2 years? She said it's crazy. People have been let go in the company at corporate level and at the individual pharmacies and stuff. She said we're losing out privately and commercially big time. She said I've worked on both sides, and she said people are just simply saying no to medications, and they're trying to figure out how to do it holistically. And that's exactly what's going on. It's nice to see that Tim Noakes finally got acquitted for his stuff with the trial, and Pete Evans prevailed with the movie and stuff being left on Netflix, and broadening his distribution of it now on Netflix and on Amazon, and then in the process of making hard copies and digital copies and Blu-ray copies. It's just nice to see that kind of stuff happen. And for me, every time I went to the doctor and I talked about my PTSD flaring up, or my anxiety flaring up, my I don't know if she's a psychiatrist or she's the one that can prescribe medication. I get my psychiatrist, I think that's basically no, she's not a psychiatrist. She's the one that talks to you about your problems and stuff like that, but she doesn't get into your problems like a psychiatrist would, I think. She's the medical provider that provides the medication based on what you're telling her. I don't even know what her title is, really. She would basically, every time I would say that, I had more nightmares this month, or I had more flare-ups with anxiety, it was all about medication. Well, maybe we should increase your dose by 50 milligrams, and we'll be at the upper limit of what the recommended dose is, but at least you'll know whether or not it will work. No, I don't want it. Eventually I got to the point where I was so tired of hearing her talk about giving me medications that I threw the medication in the trash. Literally, I threw it in the trash. And that's when right around the same time I found Keto. kind of cleared up my brain. I wasn't having the nightmares and stuff anymore, and that's what the whole ordeal, even with the VA, was. Let's give you another pill. Let's increase your dose. Let's just pump you full of pills and stuff like that, and that'll fix the problem. It might fix the problem temporarily, but I'm gonna go right back to it again. Your body always adjusts to stuff like that, or you just get so doped up on the stuff you screw your body up internally, and you can't get back because of poor medical advice. So anyway, I'm headed to the store right now, and just wanted to make the quick video like I always do, and just say hi to you guys, let you guys know that I am going to be making keto sushi rolls tonight. I'm going to make a salmon one, and then I might make a chicken one, like not chicken, bacon, maybe bacon. That's what I'll do. An avocado bacon and an avocado salmon, and then maybe even an avocado salmon bacon. Yeah, that sounds real good. Anyhow, guys, thanks for listening to me chat. Get off this phone, and just wanted to update you on some of the interesting conversations on different YouTubes and social media accounts and stuff this weekend. This keto's moving, guys. It's moving, and it's spreading, and people are flocking to it, and I love it. I just love the fact that it's spreading so much. The other night I was at the grocery store, and a lady had seen me on YouTube before, and we were in the checkout line, and I started talking about keto, and I was talking to like 4 women that were around me, and 2 of them were already doing keto, and they all asked for my Facebook. They don't really do YouTube too much. They wanted to be on the Facebook, so they all requested to be on the Facebook, and one lady actually came on my YouTube, and she said, wow, this is awesome. I was wanting to meet somebody locally, but I didn't know that you were local. So she said, this is pretty cool. So I'm looking into actually possibly doing my own seminar where I actually show people how to cook food the way I cook food, and talk about my experiences and the basics of keto, and basically how to get started. And then I'll branch off of that depending on how it goes. But I'm trying to find a building in Alexandria, Louisiana, in order for me to do this free seminar where I'm going to pay for the room and everything. I'm going to provide some keto food for people when they show up, to let them see what kind of food they can have. And I'm excited about that, but I need to get my planning together for it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. Keto on.